Hi, I'm Professor Doughton, and this is Computer Applications, CAP 101 at Middlesex Community College. Today, we're going to have a series of individual presentations of their research projects on technology that they've been working on throughout this semester. I trust that you will enjoy these student presenters.
My name is Kelly Robinson, and my presentation is on injection molding. Injection molding is a form of technology that is used almost every day in society, which is mainly why I chose to do my project on this, because it's used so frequently to make everyday essential items, and people most commonly don't even know what injection molding is. Injection molding is basically a manufacturing process where plastic is taken and heated and inserted into a machine and inserted into a mold in the shape of any item or object that you're trying to make, and it then cools, and your end result is the item that you are trying to make. So for example, bottle caps or toys are all plastic items that are injected molded and made using this process. The process of this is they start out as pellets that look like that. They're just small little plastic pellets available in almost any color that you can think of. And they're inserted into a machine that looks similar to this. So the pellets are dropped into that, and there's just a giant screw through the middle of the machine. And the plastic is hot and travels through the screw and then is injected into whatever mold you want to make. So if you wanted to make a bottle cap, it's a mold in the shape of a bottle cap. And then the plastic that was hot then cools, and your end result is the bottle cap or whatever item that you were trying to make. So many common items that are plastic, such as credit cards, cell phones, any toys, Crocs, if you have those, all these plastic items are made through this process, and it's good for society because plastic is inexpensive, and these companies can create large quantities of these items at a lower cost, which is then cheaper for the consumers that are buying these products. So it not only benefits the consumers but the manufacturers as well, because it's cheaper for us as consumers to buy these products, and then the manufacturers can create so many large quantities that they can sell more at a smaller cost and in turn make more money. So if you were to think of plastic parts versus metal or wooden objects, one common example would be a hairbrush. I don't know about men, but I know girls use hairbrushes almost every day. So if you have a wooden hairbrush, first of all, to make the wooden hairbrush, it's a much larger process than if you were to use injection molded plastics, because it starts all the way back at cutting down a tree and making wood and then brushing your hair, and it's wooden, so you get splinters. So if you were to use injection molding, you would just create the plastic, which is very cheap to do, and then you'd have the plastic hairbrush, which is just safer and easier to use. And for example, like the disposable razors, people go through so many of those. If you were making them all in metal or like some other type of material, it's more expensive to create, and they're not easily recyclable like a plastic one would be. One major area that uses injection molded plastic a lot is the automotive field, and this just makes it a lot better for not only society but for this automotive companies as well, because plastic is lighter than metal parts. So instead of making cars built with metal parts, using plastic doesn't weigh the car down as much, so it's much lighter, and it's more inexpensive to make, and plastic is very durable, so it's really good for the cars. If we were making cars with all these plastic parts, it weighs the car down and in turn uses more gas. So in society you would see people walking and riding bikes versus using a car, because it's just so much more expensive if you were to use the metal parts. The medical field is also another area that uses injection molded plastics. And this is good for the patients because plastic is much safer than using other types of materials inside the body and for other procedures. One very common use of injection molded plastics is MRIs, because MRIs, you can't have metal or other things that would attract to the magnetic force. So if you use safe, durable plastics in these machines, it's safer for the people getting MRIs. Also, glasses are another example that uses injection molded plastic because they're around people's faces all day long. So if your glasses were made out of glass and the glass were to break, it could get into the person's eye and it's just not safe. So if you use a durable plastic instead, it is safer. And also, people are wearing them all day long. They want them to be comfortable. So if you're using glass, it's heavier and it's weighing it down. So instead, if you use the plastic, it's just lighter and more comfortable for the person to wear. Just as contacts, they're also made out of injection molded plastic. So although there are a lot of positives about injection molded plastic, there are some negatives. For example, plastic usually isn't biodegradable. It doesn't break down or decay like wood or paper would. So over time, people think that it does build up in landfills. So that is one negative. But although that does happen, although people think that it is a cause of a lot of buildup in landfills, it's only 7% studies show. So since people are aware that this is a negative impact on the environment, waste management companies are working towards making sure that people are recycling these products and taking care of these products so that it isn't negatively affecting the environment as much. So overall, injection molded plastics are safe, they're cheaper for people, not only the manufacturers, but society as well, and they're just very convenient and make everyday essential items that people need to use easier to use. And although there are some negative effects on the environment, overall it is a more green choice for so many reasons. Any questions?